Hello, fantasy managers. Welcome back to another episode of the First Pitch Podcast here on the Pitchless Podcast Network. My name is Carson Picard. I'll be your host for this weekend edition of the pod. Happy Sunday. We have made it to the end of the week, and we are ready here to close it out. No more beating around the bush. Let's get into everything baseball related from this Saturday, May 16th. We will start with a lot of news and notes today, some fairly minor injuries, major injuries, and recovery updates to give you. Trevor Story is hitting the 10-day IL with a sports hernia. Max Fried will be shut down with throwing for a few weeks, is the report. So with the bone bruise that he suffered a few days ago. Christian Yelich and Byron Buxton were again scratched from their starts yesterday. Jose Trevino left his game with a left hamstring injury. Corey Seager was scratched with minor back spasms for his start yesterday. No further word on if he will have an IL stint or not. Mitch Garver and Brendan Donovan were scratched for their games yesterday as well. Kilian Ramos was on the 10-day IL for a right quad strain. Travis d'Arnaud felt a pop and will not be able to put pressure on his foot until early June. And for the 37-year-old veteran catcher, that may be the end of his career, very much the last gasps of it. Ryan O'Hearn left the game today for the Pirates after the third inning with right quad discomfort. So that's going to be the breakdown for all the injuries and the latest updates there. The rehab starts and recovery updates I'll now head to. Garrett Crochet threw a 35-pitch side session. Roman Anthony played catch. He's dealing with a right wrist injury. Quinn Priester had a rehab assignment that went very poorly, only was able to record 4 outs, but nevertheless was able to make an outing. Taj Bradley will have a rehab start today. And Logan Webb, who's been in the IL for the better part of May, had a bullpen session. Finally, Denzel Clark has been put on the rehab assignment. Not terribly relevant for fantasy managers, but maybe for Oakland's pitching, because he's such an all-world defender. No major transactions to note, so we will skip now straight into the hitters for our full slate of games on Saturday. Our top hitter of the day, and it's got to be the guy that hits 2 big-time home runs. It's Munetaka Murakami, 2 for 3 with 2 home runs and a walk. Murakami ticks his home run total up to 17. He has been absolutely outrageous. He is continuing to be this min-maxing, power stroke, extremely boomer bust player that is working for the White Sox, and he's doing an excellent job. So Murakami gets the top hitter of the day nods for that excellent performance as the White Sox win 8-1. Aaron Judge goes 2 for 4 with a walk. Carson Bench goes 3 for 4 with a double, starting to heat up the young rookie. Juan Soto goes 2 for 2 with 2 walks, getting on base all of his times at the plate. Wilson Contreras went 2 for 4 with a home run. Drake Baldwin went 2 for 3 with a walk and a leadoff home run, en route to 700 plate appearances for sure. J.P. Crawford went 2 for 5 with a home run. Josh Naylor went 2 for 4 and a stolen base, his 9th of the year, quietly having a nice May. He's hitting 328, 379, 426 in this month. Andrew Benintendi went 2 for 3 with a home run. Jose Ramirez went 2 for 4, a stolen base and a walk. Angel Martinez went 2 for 4 and a home run. Jacob Marcy went 3 for 4 and a walk as the Marlins collect 15 hits. Bryce Harper went 1 for 3, 2 walks, a 1-3-run, 457-foot home run, an absolute mammoth of a shot against the Pirates as the Phillies have a commanding victory today. Connor Griffin, though, went 2 for 4 with a double in his efforts. Keibert Ruiz went 3 for 5 with a home run and a stolen base. Brady House went 2 for 2 in a home run, the former first-round pick from the Nationals, doing well in a pinch-hitting role. And C.J. Abrams went 3 for 5 with 2 doubles as the Nationals wreaked havoc today against the Orioles. Jake McCarthy went 2 for 4 with stolen base. Jack Caglione went 2 for 4 with a home run. Yohendrick Pinango, one of the best names in baseball, Blue Jays prospect, and likely not rostered in your leagues, went 2 for 4, his first career home run, quietly having some nice under-the-radar stats. Nice name to keep in the back of your mind. Mookie Betts went 2 for 4 with a home run and a walk, and Shohei Ohtani went 2 for 4 with 2 walks, a late double, and a triple, and a stolen base. So Ohtani, a lot to talk about there in that start as he is looking to escape a bit of a slump. Make sure you check out the Daily Batters Box article for more information on all of these players and then some. I'm going to take a short break. We'll come back with the pitchers, the relievers, and the preview of today's games. See you in a bit. All right, welcome back to the First Pitch Podcast here on the Pitchless Podcast Network. We now move on to the recap of starting pitchers, starting with the pitcher of the day, which, there were a lot of interesting performances. There's only one pitcher I can give it to. That's Christopher Sanchez, a complete game shutout. 9 pitches over a Maddox, goes 9 scoreless frames, 6 hits, 13 strikeouts, 0 walks, 17 whiffs, 40 CSW percent, 108 pitches. This will be one of the best outings you will see all year. Christopher Sanchez was sensational. Absolutely sensational. You cannot ask for a much better performance than this. One of the best performances of his career. And this is a statement start as a pitcher that's looking to maybe clearly establish himself as the 4th, maybe 3rd best pitcher in baseball, considering injuries, or even not considering injuries. Just an outrageous start. He's been sensational. Christopher Sanchez lowers his ERA. I'll make sure I have the number correct here. Gosh, what an outing. Christopher Sanchez ends up lowering his ERA to 1.82. So just a phenomenal outing there. Well worthy of the pitcher of the day. Casey Mize went 6 scoreless frames himself, 2 hits, 4 Ks, 71 pitches on his first start back, 10 whiffs. This is an overperformance, but a good performance nonetheless. Jose Soriano had one of the weirdest outings you will ever see. He went 5 innings of 1 hit, no run ball before in the 6th inning, getting Shohei Ohtani to ground out, and then completely lost all command. Walked 4 consecutive batters, or at least it would have been 4, had he not hit a batter in the middle of it. So 5 runners were allowed consecutively without a hit. And then they all came around to score. It would end up being 5 1/3 innings, 1 hit, 6 earned runs, 6 walks, 6 Ks, 92 pitches, 16 whiffs. One of the weirdest stat lines you'll see all year. Bubba Chandler, another guy who had the walks get to him. 3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 3 hits, 4 walks, though, to just 2 strikeouts on 73 pitches. Only 3 whiffs for Bubba Chandler, and I think this is the one where you got to say it's over, and I really don't think he's someone worth rostering at this point. The walks just have not been able to be kept down, and he 3 whiffs. If you're walking a lot of guys, you would think, okay, maybe you're going to get swings and misses in congruence with it. Not happening here. Sandy Alcantara had a nice start today. Also not a lot of whiffs, but that's not really his thing. 6 scoreless frames, 7 hits, 6 Ks over 101 pitches, got 9 whiffs. A- PLV grade for the former unanimous Cy Young winner. Bryce Elder went 8 frames in a really interesting pitchers duel of sorts, kind of a classic sort of duel between the Braves and Red Sox. 8 frames, 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 Ks, no walks, 103 pitches, just 7 whiffs. Beware of Bryce Elder, owners. It's not going to sustain itself. I'm begging you, just tread lightly, to say the least. Peyton Tolley went 8 innings himself, 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, 3 Ks on 85 pitches. Yes, just 85 pitches to get through 8 frames. Could have had a chance to go for a complete game. Got 6 whiffs, a B PLV grade. You know what? It was not the finest start. This is kind of one that indicates the bats were a little bit aggressive for Atlanta, not letting him get into many 2-strike counts. Good outing overall, though. You can't really be upset with a slash line or score line rather like that. Connor Prelip had a really nice start today. The Twin starter went 6 1-run innings, 3 hits, 8 Ks, 2 walks on 86 pitches, got 9 whiffs to go along with it. And we'll close out this segment here with Jacob deGrom going 6 innings, 4 earned runs, 5 hits. 4 of those hits were solo home runs. One of the weirdest outings you'll see as the Astros were able to get to deGrom incrementally. 4 Ks, no walks on 94 pitches, 17 whiffs, A- PLV grade. It's Jacob deGrom. He's always going to grade out well because he has some of the gnarly stuff in baseball. But yeah, this one, the long ball kind of got the best of him here. Make sure you give the Plus Pitch Podcast a listen and check out Nick's daily SP Roundup if you want to know more about all of these starts and then some, as we now transition to the relievers. And there's not a lot to talk about today. A good amount of saves, but very few really poor outings here. So we'll round out everyone who collected the saves and then move on to looking forward. So Chad Patrick, yeah, the former starter, he picked up a 4-inning save, a very rare 4-inning save for the Brewers today. George Soriano picked up his second save of the year. Anthony Senzatela picked up his third save of the year. Cade Smith picked up his 14th for the Guardians. Brian Abreu picked up his second save of the year for the Astros, as they're still awaiting Josh Hader to come back. Jeremiah Estrada picked up his first save of the year for the Padres. Aroldis Chapman picked up his 10th save of the year, closing out the Red Sox game against the Braves. Devin Williams picked up a 6th save of the year against his former team, the New York Mets, and Matt Gage picked up his first save of the year against the Wandering A's. Who blew it? Normally I have the section reserved for particularly poor performances and who had blown saves. Pretty much no one had blown saves today. Keegan Aiken did not have a blown save, but he did have a pretty ridiculously poor outing. Just one frame toss, or a third of a frame toss, 3 hits, 6 earned runs as the game was blown wide open as a result. The worst one, though, goes to Hunter Biggie, who had 1 inning in the top of the 10th, where he allowed not 1, not 3, not 5, 7 earned runs on 6 hits, 2 walks. My goodness, allowed 8 runs total, factoring in the Manfred runner, as this game was wildly blown open against the Rays. And I mean, it's one of those outings that just make you, I had to talk about it basically, because this is one of the craziest things. And that's going to do it for the reliever segment. Not a lot, except a couple crazy outings and a bunch of interesting saves. So make sure you check out Rick Graham's weekly articles to know who is getting the proper bullpen slots as we now look forward to today's games here on this lovely Sunday. We have a full slate of games. The top 3 pitching matchups I am saying are first, Miami at Tampa Bay. It is Yuri Perez versus Drew Rasmussen. Second, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers at the Los Angeles Angels. It is Roki Sasaki versus Grayson Rodriguez, making a start for his new club. And third, speaking of new starts, San Diego Padres at the Seattle Mariners. Lucas Giolito makes his debut for the season versus George Kirby for the Mariners. Should be an interesting one. We'll see what Giolito has. He's looked shaky in the minors in a couple outings, but we'll see if he gets back into the swing of things at T-Mobile. But my game of the day is one that you should be watching, because all of these previous matchups I just talked about don't hold a candle to Phillies versus Pirates. Zach Wheeler versus Paul Skeens. 2 of the most really dominant aces of this decade, I think we can certainly say by this point. Wheeler and Skeens have been fantastic over the last few years, and here they are. We'll see how much Wheeler has, and every single time Paul Skeens pitches is a treat to watch. So those are going to be my picks for the pitching matchups, and that is going to be the First Pitch Podcast today. For a deep dive on everything baseball, hop on to pitcherlist.com for further access. Sign up for PL Plus or PL Pro. With the latter, you gain access to PLV apps, and both, of course, you gain access to the exclusive Discord, and they support the PL Pitcher List staff. Finally, my name is Carson Picard. You can find me on the Shallows Podcast with my great co-host, Eric Hendrickson, as well as on Blue Sky at Carson Picard. Thank you very much for listening. Good luck with your weeks. Bless the knees, bless the elbows. Have an excellent Sunday. Take care, y'all.